Hello everybody, and welcome to something new that I'm going to try. I wanted to do a bit of content that was related to Hollow Knight, as that brought a bunch of viewership to the channel, and something as a Smash Bros player I have an obvious connection to, and that's tier lists. I'm gonna try and do a bunch of these, and let's see how it ends up. I'm starting with Hollow Knight Charms because I feel like they are the most like a useful thing to rank in terms of usefulness. You sort of got my opinion on a lot of the bosses, like in the descriptions of my of that series that I did, the hit list series. So let's see. I'm ranking these by usefulness in the base game and boss rushes and everything, and I'll sort of discuss my my thought processes. Let's see. I want to add F tier, obviously. Let's call this uselessness, and we'll give you. Well, that's wrong. That's the wrong tier anyway. Whoops. That's the tier. Give you uselessness. What are we going to name our tiers? S tier is going to be essential. Going to have and the space. C or B tier is gonna be situational. C tier is gonna be very situational. Can't spell, don't mind that. Can rename this to like one use maybe. And those are our tiers. I think this this list is ranked or this will be done alphabetically. So first we'll have Boulder Shell. Boulder Shell is an interesting charm. It's I think it's a noob trap in a way, but it's not bad to have. It protects you for a few, like when you're healing, it protects you from taking damage, but also stop the heal. So I'll give this a very situational. It's useful in any radiance, the modded boss, any radiance, if you're doing that hitless. But if you're doing that, then you're crazy, and good luck to you on that. Carefree Melody. Again, this is another like modded boss sort of charm. Carefree Melody, what does it do? It gives you a chance to not take damage when you get hit. But every time you get hit, it increases the chance. But to get it, you have to banish the Grim Troop, which is, do you want to banish the Grim Troop and not fight Nightmare King Grim? Yeah, I did think so. So I'll give you a situational. Dashmaster. Good for speedruns of like 112%. because you just go faster. It doesn't really do much, and the down dash is very annoying. So I'll give it situational as well. Deep focus. I think this is deep focus. It's not a good charm. It's like 3 or 4 cost to slow down your healing to make it double. The only slight use is Path of Pain, but then you still don't need it. Defender's Crest. I like Defender's Crest. It has a couple of good uses. For example, when you're fighting like Lost Kin or Broken Vessel, right? And the ghosts in that fight have 1 HP. So you can literally put on this charm and completely ignore the ghosts. Also, it's 1 cost. So that means, you can just slot it on, it's not too much. I'll give it, because it's 1 cost, I'll put it in situational. You can also like not one shot, but you can kill the Crystal Guardian in the peaks without aggroing him at all, just by standing next to him with this on. Let's see. Oh, what was this? Dream Shield? 3 cost. It's never gonna really be used. The only time I saw fit to use it was when I was fighting the Oblobbles in the hitless thing, but like generally runs aren't going to be hitless. Generally you're not going to use this, and it's very expensive. Dream Wielder is pretty good. It increases the amount of soul you get for dream nailing. It makes your dream nail faster, and it increases the chance that you get essence for killing enemies. So, and it's 1 cost. So this is also situational, but it's a bit better than these. I'd say I put it there. Fluke Nest. Fluke Nest is a weird one because I think it was busted for a while. I think it did like way too much damage, like way more damage than it needed to, but I've never really used it much. So I honestly don't know where to put this. I put it in very situational just because I've never used it, so I've never really found a situation to use it. But yeah. Fury of the Fallen. What this will do is when you're at 1 health, you get a massive power boost. If you're in a situation where you're using this, then I don't know what to tell you. It's not good. You're already on the ropes. Let's see. Gathering Swarm. I mean, this is like almost essential. That gives you lose so much geo you don't even know. And whenever there's space, you have to put on Gathering Swarm. It's just good. Glowing Womb. It's good for minion builds, but it drains your soul. Doesn't do too much damage. It needs a lot of synergies to help it along. I never used it. It's like very situational. Grim Child. Again, it's in one of these tiers. I think it's there because it barely does any damage. It knocks bosses out of like being stunned. That's the main issue with it. If you're exploring with it, then I can kind of justify it, but come on now, it's not that useful. Okay, Grubberfly's Elegy. Now, Grubberfly's Elegy is the Zelda charm, which if you're at full health, then you get to shoot a blade beam. If you're at full health, it's kind of good for the flower quest, so you can't get hit anyway. It's not really good for bosses because you get hit once and then you can't use it anymore, and it does like half damage of a nail swing anyway. So I'll put you in very situational. It does have synergy with Fury of the Fallen, because if you're at 1 HP, then it also triggers this instead of only being at full health. Yeah. Ooh, Grub Song. This might be up there. Grub Song is so good, just in general. It gives you soul for being hit. Very simple, right? But that makes it so, you know, you practically never run out of soul. And by never running out of soul, you never run out of health. It's a very good charm, and it has a lot of good synergies that we'll see. Heavy blow. Heavy blow. It has one use. And that is to knock back the massive moss charger, the easiest boss in the game that you don't even need heavy blow for. It's useless. Never use it. Never, ever. Okay. Hive Blood. Hive Blood is... Okay, start off what it does. When you get hit, the mask that you just lost after a set amount of time will regenerate back, right? However, if you lose 2 masks at a time, it only regens 1. So you have to just wait there and sort of let it regen. It's not the best. The useful thing it has is to basically mitigate any danger when you're doing like platforming challenges like Path of Pain or White Palace. So it is essential in those situations, but other than that, it's not too good. But like what it does do, it does really well. So I'll give it situational. Let's see. Joni's Blessing. It's not good. It's not. Foregoing the ability to heal completely for some extra masks, it can help with boss fights where you just can't heal anyway, so you just keep going with the fighting, right? But no, it's not very good. Let's see. King Soul. This is an interesting one. It costs 5 charm notches, and it slowly regenerates soul for you. The main thing I use this for is hunting Menderbug. as horrible as that sounds, just what I do. I just enjoy hunting Menderbug for that journal entry and the access to his house so I can rob him and read his journal. I'm not that horrible, I swear. But other than that, it's completely useless, and it gets replaced within like a minute of you getting it anyway. So I'll give it the benefit of being very powerful. Like if you have time, you have infinite health, sort of thing. So I'll give it that. That's being very generous, though. Lifeblood Core. It's a free cost for some masks. Again, I'm very tough on Joni's and like any Lifeblood, so I put all of these. In like. I'll put this one because it's a lower cost. It's like you have 2 slots and it's a very early charm that you get. I think. Yeah, you buy it from Salubra, so you can get it early. It's just a bit more protection for a newer player, so I'll allow that. But Joni's, you have to go all the way to the Howling Cliffs, and Lifeblood Core is in the Abyss, so you're not going to get that like anytime soon. So yeah, I'll give Lifeblood Heart just a bit of a leeway because it's an early game charm. Now, Mark of Pride and Long Nail, my two favorite charms. No, I mean they're up there, but like Long Nail, Mark of Pride. These are. I often run at least one of these because I can't deal with base nail size. It's just horrible to me. Preferably Mark of Pride because it's a little bit better, a little bit longer. We all would appreciate that. But yeah, I wouldn't say they're essential. I'd say if I could put like 50% here, 50% there, you know, like saying only one of these is essential, but not both of them, then yeah, I'd say that. But yeah. Nailmaster's Glory. I love using nail arts. They're super fun. They add like another dimension to the combat, and Nailmaster's Glory just makes it a whole lot more fun. Especially, I haven't used much of in the past, but like the more I use it, the more I love using it. It's Dash Slash. You get so much range with Dash Slash. It's great. Okay, let's see. What's this? Focus, quick focus. It's another early one. It's a free cost. I think it's worth 800 geo by Salubra. So it's an early game charm, which I think really helps mitigate some of the traps that newer players fall into, which is trying their hardest to heal in boss fights when there's no healing window. So this makes more healing windows basically because the animation is faster, and yeah. But later on in the game, is it worth it? No. Later on in the game, you figure out when you can heal in boss fights. There are more like defined times to heal basically, or you don't heal at all because you don't need to. You have enough health to sort of keep swinging. So I would put this at the top of C, I guess. Yeah. Quick Slash, right up there. Don't at me. Essential. It's essential. It's S tier. Yeah, Shaman Stone, up there too. That's the strongest charm in the game. Strongest singular charm in the game, I think. It just completely just multiplies your spell damage, and who doesn't like that? Shape Van. I don't think, I've never used it. I've never tried using it. There's not much to do there. It lets you move while you're healing, but if you are in a situation where you need to be moving while you're healing, then you shouldn't have started healing in the first place. That's my thoughts on it. Let's see, Sharp Shadow. I like Sharp Shadow. A lot of people don't like Sharp Shadow because it changes the distance of your dash, which I kind of get, but it makes some encounters a lot easier. For example, Pure Vessel, I like having Sharp Shadow for because it increases the dash length. Because Pure Vessel is such a wide guy. His hitbox is really wide. He's really stanced up, you know. So if you don't dash perfectly with a regular dash, you just bonk into him after your iframes end. So yeah, I would, and you know, it deals damage, which is like for a two charm notch cost. I think like whenever I have space, it's my go-to. Okay, let's see. Soul Catcher. This is another early game charm. This is like until you have something better, put Soul Catcher on. It doesn't actually give you very much actual soul, You get a bit more, but it's really like very marginal. So I'd put it in situational, just because it's early game. You'll be putting it on. It's useful for sure, but don't count on it if you can help it. Ooh. Soul Eater. This is a 4 cost, and it gives you so much soul. Basically, if you're running a spell build with Shaman Stone, if you can get away with both of these, then you're made for spells. However, 4 cost is a lot. Like, a lot. I would honestly not run this in most situations just because of that cost, because what else can I can put on like Soul Catcher and Soul Twister in that space, and that probably almost equivalently like does the same effect. I don't know the numbers on that, but that's a guess. So I'd put it in, I'll put it next to King Soul because they're both like infinite soul charms. But we have Spell Twister, and Spell Twister reduces the spell cost, so you get to spam out more of them. I'd say it's probably the best soul item or soul charm, just for efficiency. So I'd probably place this. I place this about here. This is good. Spore Shroom. Spore Shroom, it's not very good. It lets you read the tablets in the Fungal Wastes and summon the... There's one in the Kingdom's Edge as well, but there isn't much that this does. The damage is low. It's just... It's something you throw on to try because you might like it, I don't know. But I wouldn't say it's useless. Sprint Master, yeah, you can go next to Dash Master. It's 1 cost, you run a bit faster, it's simple. Starwood Shell, I've never ever, not once, considered putting that on. Not once. Oof. Steady Body though. Steady Body is it's a hit or miss one. It's okay, so you don't knock yourself back when you hit something forward, right? It's 1 cost. Some people absolutely swear by this charm. Some people will refuse to put it on. I'm in the middle, I'll be honest. I'll put it on sometimes. I think I'll put it on to fight like Radiance. Something that I just need to absolutely blitz DPS. Other than that, it's a bit of a waste of a charm if you just want the convenience of not being hit back. I would only use Steady Body to maximize my DPS because I'm not being knocked back and I have to move forward and it's a bit awkward, right? So I put this when there's space. It's generally at the bottom of where there's space because like this always takes precedent. Maybe we do this. I don't know. But like if you're exploring, I would always put this on. So I'd put that there. Thorns of Agony. It's an early game charm. It's not good. It does no damage. In the iframes that you lose putting this charm on, you could get a Nail Swing on, which does more damage. So it makes no sense whatsoever to put it on. I guess it has a bit of AoE, but it's very situational at best. Greed, Fragile Greed, or this is Unbreakable Greed, so money. I think I use it when I need Geo, but when do I need Geo if not to farm up Geo for these charms? I'd probably just put it in situational. Fragile Heart, very situational. I've never really used it, but it will go next. Go in front of like Lifeblood, because those are actual like healable masks you can put on. However, Strength, that's essential. That is like whenever you can put that on. There's a reason why it starts off as fragile. It's just busted. And yeah, Void Heart is the definition of essential because you can't take it off. So yeah. But more important than a charm that can't be taken off is Wayward Compass. Obviously, it's the best charm. Don't at me. Don't. Weaver Song. Weaver Song is interesting. It synergizes with Grub Song. If you have Grub Song on while you have Weaver Song, when the Weavers hit the enemy, or even if they hit a projectile, you gain soul from it, which is interesting. But at the same time, you don't get much soul, and they make a lot of clutter on the screen. I put this in very situational. Yeah. Oh, I think I'm happy with that list. Is there anything I would change around? Dream Shield, maybe? Nah. No, I'm happy with it. We sort of filled out the list very well. So, yeah. Let me know if you would have put anything differently. I'm very curious, because I think I got it, but we'll see. Thank you for watching. This has been a tier list. Patent pending on the name. I don't know. I'm still figuring out a name for this series. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.